G'day viewers, this is the news. Train Sim World 3, what you need to know. So it's on the cusp of coming out, about 11 hours for consoles. I'll be streaming it in 11 hours, PC version. Okay, Wurzburg Train. Early access for Train Sim World 3 kicks off tomorrow, Friday, September the 2nd. Now, with launch hitting on Tuesday, September the 6th, next week. So we've collated as much as possible about both early access and launch, from release times to progress transfer. Please give it a read, as it has important information for all players. Early access times and release times. We're all very excited for you to get your hands on Train Sim World 3. For those of you who have pre-ordered the deluxe and standard editions of the game, you'll be able to play 96 hours before anyone else on that platform. Below, you'll find the times we expect early access to go live on Friday, September the 2nd. So these will all be British times. We expect the launch to follow the same timeframes as below on Tuesday, September the 6th. Note that these times are subject to change based on the platform owners activating on their respective platforms. If you need to update it to your time zone, you can do so, and there's a link. PlayStation and Xbox, 9 UTC, so that's 7 PM tonight, Australia. Epic Games, 1500 UTC, so that's 4, 5, 6 hours later, pretty early in the morning, 2 AM, whatever. Steam, 1700 UTC. Yeah, pretty early in the morning. Good luck staying up for that. Notes. Early access is available for Standard Edition and Deluxe Edition pre-orders. Only players who have purchased Deluxe Edition will receive access to the updated Spirit of Steam for Train Sim World 3. Anyone else receiving the free Spirit of Steam update will do so with the release on 6th of September. Standard Edition for Xbox is not available due to it being on Game Pass on launch day. Players can early access during any period between live time on September the 2nd and launch on September the 6th with purchase of Standard or Deluxe Editions. So if you're having FOMO, you can still buy it, in other words. Preservation Crew updates, Train Sim World 3. If you followed our latest roadmap, you will know that the remaining Preservation Crew updates were in the process of being finished to be rolled out on Train Sim World 3 first. With the launch on September 6th, we can confirm that the remaining improvements will be going to the game, including the new Bakerloo timetable, 600 services, Peninsula Corridor Preservation Crew update, huge, Rhine-Ruhr Austin Preservation Crew update, medium, Oakville Subdivision Preservation Crew update, huge, Cathcart Preservation Crew update, tiny, Long Island Railroad Preservation Crew update, small, LGV Preservation Crew update, tiny, 2 new Luzerne Cersei scenarios. There will also be some small improvements to Spirit of Steam, including fireman visibility. Does that mean they won't vanish anymore? Mineral wagons will now have the correct formations, livery designer substitution functionality for Gen 9 platforms, and completion of the Time for Scouse scenario. These updates will also come to Train Sim World 2 players after the launch of Train Sim World 3, as they require testing within TSW2. Preloading Train Sim World 3 for consoles. If you've pre-ordered Train Sim World 3 for your console, you can reduce the amount of time needed to download the game on early access launch by preloading the game. For PlayStation and Xbox, if you have automatic downloads enabled, this will happen automatically. If you don't, you can enable this in your settings. Update on Castle Wurzburg. From the Castle live stream a couple of weeks ago, we wanted to confirm some improvements to the route since you saw it. The blue glow when entering tunnels has been removed. Lightning should no longer be present when in tunnels, and the 500 Hz LZB magnet now triggers outside Wurzburg. I'm sure they mean PZB magnet, and I reported that. But anyway. Progress transfer. Yesterday, we released an article confirming the progress between your Train Sim World 2 and Train Sim World 3 profiles can be transferred on PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam from early access. Check out the full details. And we did the thing on that yesterday, so I won't go through it again. 8th and 9th Gen platforms. We've had a lot of questions about the differences in experience between 9th Gen PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and 8th Gen PS4, Xbox One platforms. We've been testing across all these platforms across the duration of Train Sim World 3's development in order to work out how to provide the best experience to players. There will be some slight differences between your experiences due to the power and possibilities with the respective technology. But if you've been playing Train Sim World 2, these will be familiar to you already. These are summarised below. Train length will be limited to 100 wagons on 9th Gen and 50 wagons on 8th Gen. Services and layers. Southeastern High Speed Extended, same number of playable and AI services. Cajon Pass, same number of playable services with shorter formations on the 8th Gen. Castle Wurzburg, same number of playable and AI services. 9th Gen players will experience better graphical performance. 9th Gen players will have better game performance. Both 8th and 9th Gen we are happy with performance for though. We will monitor your feedback over the early access window and make amendments if needed to ensure the best experience for you all. I've got to say they've done a lot on frame rates, so I've really noticed it on PC. Hopefully that passes into console land. Legacy content preserved collection rollout. Xbox for Windows, Steam and Epic will have all Train Sim World compatible content, legacy content preserved collection available within 24 hours of the launch of Train Sim World 3 on September the 6th. These may come in batches over this period depending on the platform you're on, so keep your eyes peeled. Don't tick them all. It's like 450 gig, just saying. Despite discussing and planning the rollout for 3 months, we've been informed by Sony this week that releasing all the routes within the planned and expected timeframe for PlayStation is not possible, so we'll be operating a staggered release. Boo, Sony. Sony will be releasing the legacy routes weekly from our perspective. We'll be looking to prioritise the Train Sim World 2 core routes, content that has received a significant preservation crew update and recent releases. We'll aim to provide a more detailed list of what we expect to release next week when Sony have finalised a revised rollout plan with us. Train Sim World 2 will not be available to purchase after release of Train Sim World 3, but all existing add-ons will continue to be purchasable and are compatible with both TSW2 and TSW3. Note, the only exception of this is the New Journeys expansion add-on, which will be available at a later date. Early access known issues list. This is good. This is maturity. This is what we want. As we move into early access, we wanted to make you aware of some areas we're working on ahead of the full release on September the 2nd. These are due to be fixed for launch, if not before. Xbox One, Castle Wurzburg, northbound services from Wurzburg may cause some crashes. This is fixed in the launch build. PS4 Castle Wurzburg, 3 collectibles unable to be collected on. PS4 SEHS, improvements to strewed tunnel lighting. PS4 SEHS, improvements to loco darkening when entering the first tunnel after St. Pancras Station. It's always Pancreas to me. All platforms, Cajon Pass, have you got them? Shop class scenario, the train does not start after completing the tutorial. PS4 Cajon Pass, alerter on ES44C4 currently unable to reset when locomotive is stationary after penalty brake application. Reported it. The below fixes will arrive a little later. Xbox on Windows, Train Sim World 3 core routes do not have journey chapters. Xbox on Windows, livery designer missing some locomotives. If you do experience any other issues, let us know by submitting a bug report. The more detailed, the better, to our support team. So, platform, what happened, what you thought should happen, what reproduction steps does it take to do it, how often does it happen to you? That's all the kind of stuff they need to know. In our August Roadmap article, we talked about our desire to bring an add-ons manager to TSW2 before the launch of TSW3. Whilst we're in the final stages of testing, an issue arose in the most recent build, which has meant that this will now come after Train Sim World 3's launch for both games. We know it's been a long time coming, but we want to make sure it does what it needs to. Thanks for your patience. Useful videos. Have you watched our Dev Diary videos? They give a great insight into what you can expect with Train Sim World 3 and the development process so far. Give them a watch before you dive in tomorrow over the weekend or Tuesday. That's about it for the article. So, when it launches, there's also going to be a playlist of tutorials from all the ambassadors. So, lots of us have been busting a nut to build out some good tutorials for you guys. Make sure you have a look at that playlist. It'll be available in-game in the Tutorials in Training Center. So, looking forward to it. Streaming it tonight at 7 p.m. I've also got some ASMR, no voice, just train sounds and ambient sound releases coming out. They will premiere during my live stream to just capture people that don't watch the stream. And if you want to have a listen to what the trains really sound like and what the world really sounds like, with no talking over the top, jump into that one. In the stream, I'll probably talk over the top. All right, there we go. All my tutorials should go live straight after my stream tonight. So the tutorials will go live at about 9 p.m. tonight. I'm live streaming at 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. All right, folks. Bye for now. Enjoy. Train Sim World 3. Have you got enough? Do you? Really? Find out.